Morning. Make sure everybody can hear me okay. Can everybody hear me? All right. Hello. So today we're going to keep this one short. I've got to do some more work with Sasha before our noon session. So we're going to keep this one short. Try to be out of here by 11:30. So I'm not going to exchange as much introduction today so that we can get on with Q&A. Make sure that people are moving forward. I hope that everybody here will make sure that you've earned the fast track badge. These supplemental sessions will be much more meaningful to you if you've earned your fast track badge, because we will be, if you're new, we'll be talking about things that come up that may be confusing and may scare you off unless you've earned that fast track badge. As complex as it sounds sometimes, this is not a very complex program. It's actually very simple, but explaining the philosophies behind it can be somewhat complex. But if you just follow the Shibboleth Shield, you're going to rock it. So we want to welcome our free community members, our lifetime members and partners. We've got a new partner. We've got Terry Burnett. Thank you for becoming a new partner. And then we've got some recurring partners today. Kathy H, Alice W, I'm not at liberty to give a last name, Jennifer P, Pamela L, Dorothy K, Sherry S, my mama, Gail. So we've got some partners that have continued on with their partnership as of yesterday. Thank you so much. We've got some 25-pound badges earned. Sheila Duncan, Mark Bird, 10-pound badges earned, Michelle McCullough and Kiara Cross. Great job. Gold weight badge earned, Tracy Weaver, congrats. And the self-mastery badge, that's 21 perfect days in a row, Stephanie Singley, Holly Freeman, and Leslie Roth. And then we've got a special mention today. I hope everybody will just really let this person, they may not be here, but maybe they'll watch the recording. Let this person hear it. They earned the most difficult badge to earn, and that is the Shibboleth Master Badge. There's so many criteria that one has to engage with and be successful at to earn the Shibboleth Master Badge. And Jennifer Clay did it. Congratulations, Jennifer Clay. You're one of the very few Shibboleth Masters. Congrats. So happy for you. All right, let's get on with Q&A since we're going to be getting out of here at about 11:25. Any questions so we can keep things moving forward? Yesterday, you mentioned browning ground beef or fish, then adding 3 tablespoons of hemp flakes. Can you use ground turkey? You can. 96% lean ground beef or turkey or chicken is an excellent plateau breaker if you add 3 tablespoons of hemp flakes or hemp hearts, and that's all you have. You can make yourself a fun, quirky challenge by doing that for 2 to 3 eating episodes during the day. Always a fantastic plateau break. So that would look like 4 ounces of lean ground turkey with 3 tablespoons of hemp flake. Whether you eat them raw or whether you cook them with your ground turkey, no matter. But just a beautiful, beautiful, healthy meal. You're taking the leanest and finest protein and adding it to the most powerful plant food on the planet. Can't help but be successful if you don't graze between those meals. So yes, that will work. I would not do that with 93% ground meat because you got about already half fat there. Fat and protein works really good together in helping us lose body fat from an energy and muscle preservation standpoint, but doesn't work so well if you've already got a high fat food and add hemp flakes or hemp hearts. We don't want to do that. You could get away with it. It's just not going to be ideal. Diane says, the spirit's willing, but the flesh is weak. I caved last night. No, I tapped out. Oh, so sorry, Diane. Darn it. Wish you would have been able to. We all do it, though. I've done it, too. So it's okay. We'll get back in the saddle soon. Yeah, you can use a little MCT oil. You can use cooking spray with the lean ground meat. You can use cooking spray. Since you're already adding a fat, hemp hearts or hemp flakes, you don't need the MCT. But if you wanted to use the MCT, you could do it. But it's best not to because you're adding fat already. We usually add MCT on our program when there's an absence of fat and we need a cooking fat. It's not that you couldn't. Anybody else? Welcome, Facebook. Glad that we've got 15 people with us on Facebook, 66 people here in the Zoom room. Any questions? Keep this thing moving today with good information. What are your hang-ups? What are your struggles? Praise report, meal combinations, meal ideas, whatever you need. We want to keep you moving forward. when we get those excuses between our ears, I certainly do, we need somebody to abolish them. So come to class so that we together can co-author your new lifestyle and abolish your excuses. Not a admonishment. I make them too, but I need help in that area for someone to point out to me why that objection to myself or to the program is easily overcame. Yeah, I read your post, Diane, that you were dealing with your bipolar disorder, and I certainly feel your pain there. The emotional highs and lows are a real deal. It's really difficult on you. I'm certain of it. And then when you're going through a low, it's easy to tap out. And then when you're going through a high, you wish you hadn't have tapped out. So it's just a roller coaster ride for you. But you shall overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of your testimony. Just keep moving forward. Just told I have to be gluten-free. Do we have recipes that are gluten-free? Yes, and we can modify any recipe. Not any recipe, but most recipes can be modified to make gluten-free. If when you post your recipe, you post it in the We Fixed It group and ask somebody to help you make the recipe gluten-free. And if at all possible, we can do that. Do keep in mind that most gluten intolerances have come by way of our overconsumption of wheat. And once you correct that, you actually need a little bit of gluten in your diet. I know they're not telling you that, but you need a little bit. It's just a protein, and it's hard to digest. But you actually need a little bit of gluten. Again, who am I? Who am I? It's so frustrating to me what everybody is fed. The so-called experts feed you this stuff, and I can't combat it. But gluten intolerance is the real deal. And the overconsumption of processed foods with gluten and wheat, that can really cause some huge issues. But the answer is only to avoid gluten over the short term and then become a part of a well-balanced eating lifestyle, because you actually do need some minimal amounts of gluten. Nobody tells. Will we be able to watch the noon? Oh, yes, Karen, I am recording it. Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Happy Juice at noon. I'm finally going to reveal, because you're going to start hearing about it in the news. It's still illegal in 6 states. I want to go over all of the pros and cons. My experience, Charles's experience, my wife's experience, some of our team members' experiences. We want to go over the pros and cons. It's definitely not for everyone, and everyone won't be able to take it. But over the last year of taking it, consuming it, I've weighed the pros and cons in my own life, and the pros way outweigh the cons. And you're going to be hearing about it constantly very soon. I suspect next year it's going to be a huge deal, and both the negative and the positive, because it's going through a lot of legal rain tangles. So I would have to address it even if I weren't consuming it at some point, because synthetic versions of this amazing plant are extremely dangerous. And I want our clients to know, do not be shopping for this stuff at your local Walmart and your convenience store, because it's coming. It's coming. Yesterday, I ate the egg and cheese biscuit for breakfast and a cheeseburger casserole over lettuce for lunch and supper. Fasted for 17 hours and dropped 3.9 pounds. Isn't that amazing? Great job. Way to come back from holidays and drop weight and just living the lifestyle. Tabitha's just living the lifestyle. It's a balancing act. You have a holiday, then you come back strong with 2 perfect days. Pretty good deal. And you always get right back to where you was. You're doing tremendous, inspiring people. Awesome. Desiree says, I'm gluten-free as well, and I have great success with following the program. Yeah, if you just follow the program, certainly when the doctor says no gluten, you better go that way. Doctor rules. But at the same time, I don't know that they tell us that we need small amounts of gluten in our diet. If I'm doing a WOW challenge, can I still have my Spark? All of those things that you're mentioning there, Diane, Spark and Advo Greens, is allowed on the WOW challenges because they're just supplements. My doctor said that my body hurts so much because of a carb deficit. That doesn't seem right to me. I'd get a second opinion. If you're doing 0 carb, possibly you just lack the energy that you need, but carbs cause inflammation. So I eat carbs, but I eat a moderate amount of carbs. I do not eat minimal amounts of carbs. I eat fair amount of carbs. I guess you would have to ask your doctor specifically how many carbohydrates does he want you to have per day. I would suspect that if you follow yellow and blue column combinations, you would be getting plenty of carbohydrate, and maybe you would feel better. But you need to ask them specifics. That's one thing that bothers me, is when they're told you're eating too much protein, you're not eating enough protein, you're not getting enough carbs, you're getting too many carbs. Then tell me what the right amount is. Now, I can tell you, but I don't know that I have any credibility with you. But ask your doctor, what are the specific macros that I need to get in my diet today for really great health? They understand my point. I'm a common sense guy. So if you're going to tell me I'm not eating enough of something, then you better tell me what enough is. Because what happens is our clients come and they say, I'm not getting enough protein. What is enough? What is enough? We need to know what their baseline is, right? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So when I deal with a doctor, I deal with them with respect and appreciation, but as an equal co-partner in my wellness. I do not do what I'm told without much due diligence. And when a doctor tells me, which happened not long ago, you need to do this. This is what's wrong. I say, well, then how much of that do I need to do? So just think about it in those terms and get some specifics. Put him or her against the wall and say, okay, give me the specific. And if they waffle and they go, I don't know what you should be doing, I don't know, then why would they even give you that advice? That's just my thought. I feel for you. Jessica, Jitterbug, I'm looking for accountability partners after Top Gun, walking, exercise. Anyone interested can private message me on the Shibby website. Thank you. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would love to connect. So please, y'all write that down. That's Jitterbug, Jessica Streetman. If you need a good accountability partner, there's a great one for you with your walking and your nutrition. Anybody else? Cindy, I am gluten intolerant, but have found that I can eat homemade biscuits or baked items because they don't have additional gluten added. If the ingredient label includes wheat gluten, I cannot have that. Understand? I don't like that either. So my point again is gluten is a protein hard to digest. That's all it is. And now we're living in a culture where our food supply is rotten. So, when we're buying these products that are overly processed and all this gluten added to it, then certainly that's going to cause digestive issues. No different than drinking or eating too much of anything will cause problems. If I eat too much, if I consume too much sugar alcohol, I'm going to have diarrhea. If I consume too much insoluble fiber, I'm going to have constipation. So, it's the same deal. And I feel for you again. I feel for you too. But I'm glad that you said just, kind of following the program where it's not inundated and gluten added to everything has really helped you, because gluten's not evil. If you eliminate all gluten, you're going to have other problems. So I like your approach that it's minimal. You're taking in minimal amounts of naturally occurring gluten. Oh, thank you, Angie. Anybody else? I'm just obsessed with it. That's all. I'm not a wealth of information about anything else, but not even really about nutrition, more about lifestyle, man, because I have an addiction. I have an addictive, compulsive behavioral issue, and I get addicted to good things, bad things. So I try to focus all my energies on good things. And for me, every day, it's just, I'm obsessed with nutrition like some people are obsessed with football. So I just love it. I love to learn and share what I'm learning. And I love to be the human guinea pig. We need to come up with I'm not a pig anymore. I used to be a pig, not a pig anymore. So human guinea something. I love testing stuff for the clients, good, bad, or ugly, and sharing my result. I never want to be 300 pounds again and just sick. I was sick, mentally, physically. I never want to live that way again. That's my mission, to convince people, pushing, pulling, prodding, shocking, convince people that they owe it to themselves to reverse course, because life is so much better living this way. Anybody else? Any other questions with our next few minutes before we go get ready for Happy Juice at 12? I suspect it's going to, there's going to be a lot of good come out of that and a lot of bad. I'm going to get trashed for bringing this stuff up, especially our client base, which is, I love them. Love you all, but we are a very conservative, religious base, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But that often, that conservatism, when I feel like operating on the fringes, I often get in trouble from my conservative partners. So I want to give the pros and the cons of this amazing plan at 12. No link yet, Pam. I'm going over it at 12. It will be recorded if you can't if you can't be there, though. Is it cannabis? No, it's not cannabis. But to give you an example, for pain, I live in Florida for that very reason. For pain management, I really believe in the medicinal purposes of THC. I believe that saving lives, changing lives. I work with many clients here that they have a medical card, and they consume, it's all regulated here. So of course there's the fringe stuff you get on the streets, but I love that people are getting the help they need here for depression, real physical issues, pain issues. And even saying that, I usually get in trouble, but no, I'm a conservative by nature, but I'm all for the medicinal uses of THC for people who are in need. What is Tiger level? Is that where I should be? You should start. If you've earned your fast track badge, it's a good time now to go through your Tiger lesson and learn about the different type days, the Tiger 16, Tiger 24, Tiger 36, Lion Day, and Shark Day. Those are more restrictive versions of Shibboleth that can really help one break through plateaus, or help one with an elimination protocol to determine what foods are causing them issues. So yeah, these sessions, I do these every day. We've been getting a lot of people like, when are you gonna have classes? I have classes every day, Monday through Friday at 11. I think I need to relabel them instead of Q&A and support. These are classes. We're coming out of here with a wealth of information. Plus, I do the 4-week classes for 3 groups right now in the evenings. Those will be ending, and then I'll add on some additional classes that are for their next step. Try those. But fast track, earn your fast track, and then go through the Tiger's Eye video, or any of the 2,000 hodgepodge of videos that are in the. All right, Liz got her 32nd class attendance badge today, 32 classes. I bet you're learning a ton. Awesome. I'm glad you earned your fast track, Melissa. Good job. Let's get into that Tiger curriculum now. Learn about these different type days. You may never want to use these more restrictive type days. You'll never have to, but they've been a huge benefit to me in my transformation. Polly on Facebook, hello, sister. I don't ever want to be 236 pounds again. Back to the planet perfectly for the last 6 days. I knew you could do it. Had one episode of low blood sugar and had to have some extra stuff. Yeah, think about when you're having a low blood sugar episode, not to grab just anything. Let's get something that won't cause a huge insulin response, like a cup of bio coffee, a cup of berries would help. An apple would help, some hemp crumbles. If we're having a low blood sugar episode, our defenses are lowered even further, and we're apt to grab a candy bar or a Reese cup, anything to feel a little better when we're having that low blood sugar episode. Have a steady supply at home of bio coffee, avocarbohydrate, apples or berries, and gravitate toward those when you're having that low blood sugar episode, so we don't have the huge insulin spike and lose more time in fat burning. Pamela, I got my 25-pound badge this morning after starting the program in June of this year. Tremendous job. July, oh, that's tremendous. More than 10 pounds a month. That is tremendous. Great job. Vicky says, I took it fast track 6 times and hadn't passed it. So don't worry about that. Reach out to Joni or get a mentor appointment and let her help you get through the test. I'm sure it's just a couple of things you might be misreading or we didn't make clear in the question. I'm certain that you probably know enough to get your fast track badge, but you may need help passing that test. Anybody else? You may have to go back through those videos, especially if you're distracted when watching them and not taking notes. That's hard because you do miss some really good stuff. Anybody else? Got time for 1 or 2 more? Yeah, Polly, the little man bites work really well to get your blood sugar up. Yes, they're called little man bites. I like those too. They really help, and they won't elevate they won't cause a provocation of insulin. Hey, Kim. Hey, Vicky, that's okay. We've got, I know you're highly intelligent, and I know you'll be fine. We just need to get you somebody to help you. Don't forget that mentor appointment that we don't charge for, mentor.genbook.com, and Joni will help you through that test. Your education level has nothing to do with your intelligence. It had to do with life factors. So you're highly intelligent, and we'll be able to help you with it. You just may need a little helping hand. Yeah, Polly, your blood sugar got to 65. That's dangerous territory. You did the right thing by getting your blood sugar up. Got to watch that. Got to monitor it when we're eating proteins and fiber and not eating many carbs. Not that we're a carb-free program. We can have carbs, but if that were to be your daily intake, even by accident, then you'll have a low blood sugar sugar like that. If your pancreas and, if you're dealing with any kind of pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, you're going to have some issues with your blood sugar when you start eating healthy. So you need to have something on hand when you're feeling that, because you definitely know when you're having a low blood sugar. It's not something that you have to really guess about in my experience. It's obvious. So yeah, I'm glad you got that blood sugar up. Anybody else? Last question. Does that affect people without diabetes, low blood sugar? It can, especially if you're not consuming any carbohydrate, consuming lots of protein and fiber, that slow blood sugar elevation even further, and you're working out. Like, I don't have problems with low blood sugar unless let's say that I'm on 1 meal a day or 2 meals a day. Not that we recommend that to y'all, but I do that a lot. I just feel better. I generally feel better eating less. So if I'm having 1 or 2 meals a day that are red column protein and fiber, and then I worked out in the morning, and then maybe I go to jiu-jitsu later, that's a heavy day. And then I will experience low blood sugar episode, and I'll need to drink me an Advocare Rehydrate to feel better. Yeah, it can happen to anyone. Is Happy Juice the one that contains ashwagandha plant? No, it doesn't. I like ashwagandha though. Yeah, Diane, again, I'm just using a label that's public domain. I tend to agree with your doctor. You either have diabetes or you don't, because once you're a diabetic, then there's no reverse. Now, I've heard people say they reversed it, praying to God. I don't know anybody personally that's done that. I've been told from people that happened, but I don't know for sure. But the terms prediabetes and type 2 diabetes, I don't mind those terms because they're a warning. That's a warning shot that if you don't correct your eating behavior, then you're going to end up with diabetes, and there's no reverse. What your doctor's referring to is the public domain terms, prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I no longer have diabetes. You know why? Because I never had it to begin with. Type 2 was a warning sign. My blood sugar was running high because of the way I was eating. And if I didn't correct that, my pancreas wasn't going to be able to keep up, and I was going to end up full-blown diabetes. And I wasn't going to be able to reverse that. So thank goodness with lifestyle management, I reversed prediabetes and type 2 diabetes no more. I'm going to have to go. I'm running out of time. I'm going to answer this one quick, and I'm going to abruptly go. I hope you know that's not in my heart. I'd stay with you all day, but I can't. I got to go. What is the signs of low blood sugar? I'm having low blood pressure numbers or blood sugar. You say you got BP there, low blood pressure. So I've lost 17 pounds since August 1st on Julie's Hot Challenge, got my 50-pound badge. I know you wasn't criticizing Diane. I know. I was just, when you say that, the whole other group is wanting that. That's the thing. A lot of times if you and I were having a one-on-one, it wouldn't come across as you thought I was thinking you criticized. When I've got a whole group like this, people are sitting there, oh, what's that about? So it gives me the opportunity to explain my view on that subject. So I always appreciate the questions. If it was just you and I, would went, yeah, he's right. But when the whole group hears there's no such thing as prediabetes and type 2 diabetes, some of them have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. So I address it to help us all. Hope that makes when I had diabetes, they didn't do A1C. They just give you your average blood sugars, and I had to go get them checked several times, and usually 130, 140. I was nearing that number. Where I was going to have to increase my medications for that, but I corrected it with the program, so it's not an issue. The last time I had my A1C check, you're talking about years after being taken care of, years afterwards, my A1C runs perfect, like 5.5. I mean, it's just beautiful. And I eat like this every day, plus I take holiday. But what are I would suggest that you go to your physician. If you're experiencing low blood pressure because you're having low sugar episodes, I gotta go see your doctor. Everybody, when they join the program, we tell them safety first. When you sign that document, safety first, because we care about it. And so many of us, we found our way here because we have an underlying disease. And anytime you start a healthy eating regimen, but you're on medications and you have underlying disease, you need to do this program in conjunction with the help of your physician. No, 6.2 is good, Mary. It's a little high. That's a little high for A1C. So I don't know how he's eating, but I would push him towards a healthy eating rate. Well-balanced meals, but that's just a tad high. All right, y'all, I gotta go. I love you. I'll see some of you at 12. Y'all have a beautiful beautiful day today if I don't see you at 12. And bring your notepad. We're going to talk happy juice at noon, the good, the bad, and the ugly. See you then.